Most of us aspire to get a good job, enjoy our spare time, and retire in comfort. And then there are the outliers. People doing weird and wonderful things and ignoring the whole system. This series is about pursuing dreams against all odds and with great success. It's about why some people choose no ordinary life. Late summer, when farms are buzzing with activity. But perhaps the most important buzz is the sound of bees moving from plant to plant. Without bees, our global food supply could literally collapse within a single year. I don't know if you've been reading the news about bees lately, but they're not actually doing that great. And that's where people like Lauren Park come in. Lauren has a degree in music, so naturally she decided to become an expert in bees. After taking a summer job as a beekeeper, she quickly realized that this was her passion. And now she's dedicated her research to breeding strong and healthy queen bees. And I can't wait to meet her. And maybe try some fresh honey.
I don't really know what it was. I think I just started reading about bees one day, and I went down the rabbit hole and just started reading more and more, and I haven't climbed out of the rabbit hole yet. This is probably a pretty embarrassing story, but I dressed up as a bee for Halloween when I was 5 years old, and at the time it was very much just because I loved Honey Nut Cheerios. And I always loved insects. I had a bug catching kit when I was a kid and things like that, but I think you know, my parents dug out that picture of me on Halloween when I was 5, you know, once I'd started beekeeping, and it was kind of a really funny full circle moment, I guess. So I started beekeeping as a summer job when I was a music student still. I rode my bicycle to the bee farm and, you know, begged for summer work, and 15 years later, it's what I do all the time now. And it really just kind of over the years took over that I was playing music in the off season full time for quite a few years. And I still do play a lot of music, but certainly the bees have kind of taken over. I don't really play the bees' music, I guess. I have been caught talking to them on more than one occasion, so maybe we converse a little bit more than play music. But yeah, I think, you know, they certainly have, I don't know if I have much to tell them, but they certainly have a lot to tell me if you know how to listen to them. I think about the connection between bees and music a lot, and so I get that question a lot, and what led me to bees from music, and I don't actually think that they're that different. I think that there's a lot of parallels. To me, it was a really natural progression. I think that a lot of what I love about bees is kind of the artistry and the artsy side of it, that it is very scientific, it is very kind of there's a lot to learn on that end of it, but I do think that there's an art to beekeeping as well that always kind of came really naturally to me. I think sometimes the language of the bees makes more sense to me than a lot of other things. So yeah, I definitely find it to be very peaceful work. I find it to be very meditative a lot of the time. So yeah, I love what I do. I can't imagine doing anything else. It is really hard to understate the importance of bees on our landscape. One way that I really like to think about it is if our land is quiet. If you cannot hear the insects on our land, then you know something is wrong. You really have to hear the sound of the insects, the sound of the bees, to know that the ecosystem, the area you're trying to grow the food, is healthy. I'm just on the tail end of a Nuffield Agricultural Scholarship. It's a very unique program in that it's meant just for farmers, people with their boots on the ground, or people who work in agribusiness. I started rearing queen bees probably about 8 or 9 seasons ago now. And really the start of it was I was very motivated to try to mitigate the losses of our hives over the winter. So it's fairly normal to lose about 15% of my beehives every winter, which seems like a lot, but it's actually a lot lower than several other parts of Canada. We consider ourselves very lucky here in Nova Scotia, knock on wood. And I really was motivated to kind of raise local queens in-house to my own environment that I could have as much control over as possible in order to try to mitigate those overwintering losses. It's kind of a complicated niche, I guess. There's a lot of beekeepers across Canada that don't pursue raising their own queens yet, but I really think that it can be kind of a key to sustainable beekeeping in the future, how to mitigate these losses in lots of areas around the world, and it's a very kind of strong thing to do on your own farm. And I hope that that through the work I'm doing, the hives that I will keep will be as healthy as possible. You know, it's not any kind of big grand plans. I just hope to make a positive bee health impact within my own region.
So I hear there's a uniform required
Yes.
for this visit to the bees.
Yes, yeah, we're all about high fashion here in the beekeeping world.
I've actually always wanted to try one of these on.
Well, today is your day. You're pretty good, you're suited up, you're good to go, so we'll just kind of stand where I'm standing, and if I run, you run. I'm kidding, that's a beekeeper joke, I promise that won't happen.
I feel secure in this somehow. I'm not complaining.
So the hives in this part of the yard are all my new queens from this year.
Okay, cool. So these are the ones that you have created.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. Oh, I feel like I have seen like videos of that before and seen it on screens, but in real life. Oh, wow.
So this is a brand new colony. I call it a nucleus colony because it's small, it's a half size.
Okay.
So they're still kind of working their way around this box.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So this is a really healthy frame. We're looking at a bit of everything. We have some bees with pollen on their legs.
Oh, yeah. That's the little orange leg warmers.
Yeah, there's orange and yellow from a couple different varieties of flowers. And they're making some honey on the outside. All of this dark brown here, these are all worker bees about to be born. So they're pupating right now.
Oh,
it's all
neat.
brood. And there's some larvae in the middle. And yeah, a little bit of everything on the go.
So
I can give you this frame to hold if you like.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is not what I thought I would be doing with my day.
Do you want to see if
Wait,
you
let
can
me see
find
if I
her?
can spot the queen. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
She's bright yellow.
Oh, I see her. Look at that.
It is a really great sign to see the queen on this frame, even though it doesn't look like a lot's happening on this frame. They have a lot of nectar they're starting to put in on the outside, and she started laying a few eggs in the middle here.
Okay.
So this will be, kind of this time next week, a totally full brood frame. Yeah, so maybe we'll put the queen away and put this hive back together, and then we can open another one if you like. Or...
Sure. Oh, I could do this all day. I can't believe I'm saying that. Is it also honey time?
It is honey time for sure, yeah. So I've already harvested the honey from this apiary. That's why those hives are all pretty short already. But we do have, I have some more bees close by that we can go check that out.
Okay. This looks busy.
It is busy, yeah. So
and they're around.
They are around, yeah. So I think we'll flip our veils up right away. Kind of get ourselves suited up, ready to go in the yard. And yeah, the guys are about halfway through harvesting the honey at this yard already.
I got it.
So we're just taking the full boxes off the hives and putting them on the truck. So they are taking the full boxes that are off of the beehives from all the honey they've made all season in excess to what they're going to eat this winter, which we let them keep. And they're taking the full boxes off and putting them onto the truck for us to take back to the farm. So they're programmed to just keep making honey as long as there are flowers and good weather. So the way that I like to think of it as a beekeeper is that I'm harvesting in excess of what they need to eat this winter. So I'm not kind of trying to steal their winter stores. I'm just, we're harvesting what they make in excess. So then they'll still have probably about 100 pounds of honey left over for the winter. These are the smelly lids that we put on the hives for honey harvest, and basically it just has a bad smell that causes the bees to walk out of the box that we're working in. So now you can kind of look in the top of this box and it's totally empty of bees. And I'm just gonna get my empty box.
Oh, it's full of honey.
Because we've driven the bees down using this bad smell, we can take this entire box off the hive now and take it home with us.
Oh, there's one left. Yep, sorry. Evacuate. Look at that, it's just dripping. Oh my gosh.
And then we put the smelly lid back on one more time.
Okay.
And do you want to give that box a heft and just kind of feel how...
I feel
and there
like
are
you're
handles on the
tricking
sides
me.
too if you want to use it.
Oh, no way. Are you kidding? This is so heavy. This is actually like... Oh, okay, wow. I think I need to get it from under. Can I take this somewhere for you? Or are you just
we're gonna go
testing
to the truck if you like, but I'm happy to carry it to the truck.
Well, Lauren, I can't take that as anything but a challenge. Ugh. Okay, got it.
Okay, let's go.
No problem. I'm gonna be a beekeeper. Suddenly have a great new respect for the other aspects of your job.
And basically we just stack them up on the truck.
Okay, that's something that you just hoisted that up there like nothing.
And then those will all go home with us to the main farm. So I don't know what we're gonna taste in this honey. Usually you can kind of taste what kind of flowers the bees were harvesting from. So this was pretty low in the hive, so I'm kind of hoping we might get a little bit of fruitiness to it, but we'll see. And basically underneath this honeycomb is just you can stick your finger right in.
That's like food porn. Like, can I do the same?
Oh, I know what flowers they are.
Nope. Apple? No.
Later than that, but not by much.
Pear?
No.
What is that? You're going to say it and I'm going to go like, oh yeah.
It's blueberry blossom.
Oh, it is? That was my first guess, but I just wasn't like thinking that was possible.
Yeah.
That's funny. That really tastes like blueberries.
It does, yeah.
I mean, it just needs no correcting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just beautiful.
We'll just take this top layer of wax off of the honeycomb, spin it out, and it can go basically directly into a jar from there. It doesn't not have to have anything else done to it. So.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I just love this. I feel like I'm hooked. I might have to go to the gym. Just build up some muscles to get the top layer. But yeah, that's awesome, Lauren. Very, very cool. Now, nobody likes pesticides in their garden. That means sometimes you have to do some weeding. For Kenny and Sarah at Two Birds, One Stone Farm, weeding is a major part of their lives because they are organic flower farmers. I mean, their flowers are organic, not them. Although they could be. Anyway, they moved all the way from Ontario to Halls Harbor, Nova Scotia. Their goal? To get out of the rat race and simply lead a more fulfilling life.
When we first moved here to the North Mountain, we didn't really have any experience. We just kind of came here, hit the ground running, and a lot of, older farming generations just thought we were completely out of our minds. And I think maybe we were a little bit.
We are.
We had a really nice life in Ontario. Kenny worked at a steel factory in Hamilton, And I worked a few different jobs. I worked in the restaurant industry, and I was also working in retail for a fashion designer. And our neighbors were our best friends, and you know, life was good, but it was very busy, and it felt like we were really just existing to kind of pay the bills and the mortgage. And I had just casually said like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And Kenny said, maybe we don't have to. And it was just really like that moment of like, oh yeah, you know, we're not planted here. Like, you know, we could make a change. And we took about a year and a half to kind of, you know, research what a flower farm would be like and how we would do that. And then we did sort of all this work secretly, and we finally came here for a week and looked at some farms, and then we came home and told all of our family and friends that we had bought a farm in Nova Scotia and we were like quitting our jobs to come here. So for the most part, people were excited, but a lot of folks thought we were crazy. And yeah, I mean, I think you have to be sometimes to have your own business, especially your own farm business. I think a streak of crazy is a little bit good. We get to work together all the time, and you know, that was one of our goals, to work alongside each other, to work outside, and to live like a sustainable life that you know, we could be proud of, and we could, you know, inspire other people to maybe do other creative things or live this way too.
So we went from not seeing each other. Well, we lived together in Dundas. We did live together and see each other. But, so if we went from that to being together like all the time.
24/7.
24/7. So it's a big change, but we're fine. But yeah, I never thought it would get to, within the amount of time we've been here, it would have grown as quickly. But it has, so it's great.
When I look back at the things that I liked when I was a child, it really makes a lot of sense now. And so I like to think that, you know, 6-year-old Sarah would be pretty proud of, you know, 40-year-old Sarah today.
I never thought I'd be sitting here getting interviewed for a television program in Nova Scotia in a flower field, but that's okay. Life takes you places, you know, it's an adventure, right? So this is where I am.
Have actually made a great success out of a flower farm on the North Mountain in Nova Scotia. Now that is something that I wouldn't have thought was possible. And beyond that, they're offering their products at markets and they're doing weddings, but they're also doing something unique and offering workshops where they have found a way to celebrate flowers all year round. And today, Sarah's going to show me something that I have always wanted to try. Now you are the definition of a creative, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like this whole place, it just looks like a vision of somebody who has found their medium.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. The great thing about flowers is that the possibilities are endless.
And so I have always wanted to do one of these, what are they called?
Botanical castings.
Botanical castings, I've seen them. They look amazing. And I think it's so cool that you're doing them here.
This is my favorite way to preserve flowers. We dry flowers and you can press flowers, but this is just really a very like modern kind of contemporary way to save the season forever, and you get this really nice white relief that just looks beautiful. The detail you can get from taking a cast is amazing. So this is the back of a foxglove leaf here, and you can see all these little veins in it here, and all of that will transfer into this clay, and then we'll pour some plaster of Paris here, and it will just look like a little work of art.
I feel like I could keep on adjusting this all day.
It looks amazing.
Okay.
So we're just gonna pop off the frame now. So we're just going to start by lightly rocking it back and forth, just to kind of create their impression, and you want them to find their place in the clay here. And we'll get to peel it off, which is the most exciting part.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of a better day.
So I'll pass you these.
Okay.
And so now, just like a surgeon, we are gonna go in and just remove what we placed down.
This is really cool, wow.
So see the detail that is
that's
made here?
amazing. Do you get many people like just pulling up to go take their pictures in the fields and Instagramming and like dancing around?
Yeah, we're open on Fridays, so we definitely do have people coming to take their pictures. And then we work with some local photographers that will do photo shoots here as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, how wonderful.
Your design may have shifted a little bit.
I think
so
it
just
did, yeah.
put your frame around an area that you would like to encompass.
Okay. Oh, I love it.
Okay, good.
So what's next?
Next, we are going to pour in some plaster. And it's already starting to thicken a little bit, so it's not really pourable. But what I'm gonna do is just kind of
Smush it in.
smush her in. This is like cake decorating, kind of.
Awesome. I cannot wait to see the final product.
It is so exciting. You will have something to hang it on and adorn it, and you'll walk by it every day with such a sense of accomplishment.
So these are our snapdragons. And this year we did like 3 rows because they're very popular.
So you started out like with this old farm and a hand
Walk behind
plow,
tractor and wheelbarrows,
picking
and
up
the two of
rocks.
us. It was a lot of work the first 2 years, so it definitely had its moments. But now it's it's very abundant, and the land's better than when we got here.
It's
as well as
beautiful.
working on the house and the barn and everything as well. We're kind of doing 2 things at once.
Just 2? That is
just
very
2
humble
things
of
at
you.
once. And all the time we're doing like kind of experiments to see what grows well and what doesn't grow well.
It seems like nostalgia is kind of a theme with you guys.
Yeah,
You
'cause
know.
people really like that. Like we grew sweet peas in the greenhouse. It just smelled like fantastic in there.
You take care of all the technical stuff.
Yes, I tried to.
Do you have a background in that?
It was kind of what I did, like when I was in the steel industry. It was like I was like process control the process that we work, which was all water, pneumatics, and hydraulics, which is kind of the same thing. A lot of valves and.
What was it about this spot in particular that grabbed you?
It was the view, probably. I would say for the most part, we really liked the view. But we also.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. And it's definitely been a big help. Like when we're picking rocks, it's like, oh, okay, that's why we're here. So this isn't so bad. And we wanted an old barn. And we got an old barn.
There's a few of those in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, but it was worth saving.
But
As you can
that
see
one.
inside, it's cool inside. And it's and again, because it was very close to like Kentville, Wolfville. That's definitely a growth area. We get lots of compliments and just people dropping by. And this is a really great community, like the Hulse Harbor community. The people around here are fantastic. We've got great neighbors, and you can't buy that. We try and keep everything small. We don't need a big giant tractor. Greenhouse is the only thing power they use is a little blower fan, which is nothing.
Wow.
The rest is thermal heating because they're inflated.
It just looks as neat as a pin and so beautiful and organized, but absolutely organic and lovely. And
Oh, thank you.
it's just such a neat thing to come into this vista and see the flowers that are giving you guys such a beautiful livelihood.
Thank you.
Meeting Lauren and Kenny and Sarah has been an eye-opening experience. They have all completely changed their lives in the most meaningful ways. Kenny and Sarah moving to Nova Scotia and creating a life they love, and Lauren finding purpose in the most unexpected way. They had the courage to follow their hearts, And it's a gift to all of us.